Immigrant and Refugee-Led Capacity Development Network of Illinois, IRL-CDN, CBO Spotlight, a partnership with University of Illinois Chicago, Institute on Disability and Human Development, and Illinois Department of Human Services, IDHS.
Centro de Informacion.
Introductions.
I'm Jaime Garcia, and I'm Executive Director of Centro de Informacion.
What motivates you to serve your immigrant and refugee communities?
I'm an immigrant myself. I was born in Mexico, and I was brought here at the age of 9. And so, went through the whole thing, and we moved into a all-Anglo community. So we really had to sink or swim as far as the learning English and doing everything else. And so, just remembering those experiences when I was able to, as an adult, to be able to help here and to make a difference for the immigrants here in Elgin. Where fortunately I was able to do it.
What is the most rewarding part of your work?
Like I said earlier, to make a difference in the lives of people. I remember my parents struggling so much when we first came, and with the language, with the culture, with the differences, and so now, as people come and they are helped in various types of situations, whether people just coming and needing some food, and we have a pantry here, and so we help them by providing the food, and or if people are coming and they have a problem with the landlord, or they have a problem with their employer, and we're able to help them. We're able to see that. But the main thing is when years down the line we see how we actually made a difference when we have. Like, for example, we have had some people on our board of directors that have said, I remember when we came from, whether it was Mexico or wherever, and I remember coming with my parents to Centro, and how we were helped as a family, and now that I'm a professional, or now that I'm a business person, or now that I have whatever that situation may be, now that I can help and I can give back, and therefore here I am. And so that in itself is very rewarding. Is very nicely. Just yesterday we went to an event. A few months ago, we were contacted by one of our donors and supporters, who owns an insurance company, or insurance agency, should I say. And he said, I have some people that are looking for, they have this organization, they're looking for someone in need of a car, in need of transportation. They have a car that has been refurbished, but they're looking for a worthy person to give it to. And so we went through the whole thing of identifying someone and so forth. And yesterday was the event where the car was given to this gentleman and his wife. Well, he's an older gentleman, and he didn't have very much a lot of transportation. He works as a painter and also cleaning businesses and so forth, and he needs transportation in order to get to his workplace. And yesterday, when he was presented with a almost a brand new car. It was 2012 a model car with 20,000 miles on it, but it had been redone completely, engine and a new paint job, and the inside was, it almost looked like a brand new car. And this man was totally overwhelmed. And he, he started even tearing up a little bit there. And just seeing that, not just myself, but all the other people that were there, just seeing his reaction and his sense of gratitude that now he was going to have reliable transportation to be able to get to and from work. And that was going to make a whale of a difference as far as his life was concerned. So it's moments like this that we say, that keep me going. Moments like this to say, yeah, it's worth it.
What makes the work of your organization unique?
What makes us unique is that we are the only place in all of northern King County, northwest Cook County, southern McHenry County, that where immigrants, especially non-English speakers, can come to when they have a problem or they have a need. And we're it. There is nothing else around. There's nobody else around in this whole area, and we're talking about an area that has more than 100,000 Latinos, and of course, not all of them are immigrants, and not all of them are non-English speakers. But over the last 5 years, say, we have been averaging people coming to Centro, 13,000 different individuals every year. And that makes us unique, where we, people come to us and we don't advertise. We don't put notices in the newspaper or whatever about come to Centro de Informacion, just a word of mouth. And we do have a Facebook page, and we do have our web page, but people know about Centro, and that's what makes it unique. And we are a one-stop shop, meaning if they have, like I said, we have a pantry here. The bulk, the greatest number of people coming to Centro come for information, referral, and advocacy. They have a housing problem, they have a legal problem, they have a employment problem, they're looking for a job, where can I go for this type of situation? That's the bulk number of people who come to us come for that. But we also have immigration services. We are accredited by the Department of Justice to provide immigration services. We have a contract with we receive funding from the state of Illinois to help people to apply for state benefits. Okay, we have parenting classes, both in Spanish and in English. And we have a number of different types of workshops and seminars that we present, mostly in Spanish. Many times English speakers take things for granted as far as, so what do you need to do if you are looking for, if you have a problem with your landlord, or what do you need to do to be able to apply for unemployment compensation. Just yesterday or the day before, we had the Facebook Live, not Facebook Live, yeah, Facebook Live presentation on Social Security benefits, and things that for the most part people take for granted. But if you don't know about these various things, then that's why we have things like this. During COVID times, unfortunately, there were a lot of death, a lot of people passing away, and it was also especially greater within the Latino community. And there were a lot of people that had loved ones that passed away, and now they want to get their remains or the body back to Mexico or to Guatemala or wherever they're from. So we put together a presentation on our YouTube, in our YouTube channel, on how to go about setting things up to be able to do that.
With the challenges presented by COVID-19 regarding service delivery, how do you feel your organization has responded in terms of supporting its immigrant and refugee communities?
Our response was that we have to be here for the people in need. So we did not close and say, we'll be back when things are opening up again. We stayed open. Naturally, we made some adjustments because we need to keep our employees safe, as well as any clients coming in safe. So we instead of having our doors unlocked, we had to lock our doors, and people would have to call to make appointments to come in. And when they called, if we could help them over the phone, we did so. If they absolutely needed to come in, then we made appointments for them to come in. And when they did come in, of course, we asked the pertinent questions as far as how are you feeling? Do you have a fever? We took their temperature and so forth. They wore a mask, and so we tried to keep everybody safe, and so we continued on with providing our services on a limited basis, but we continued on, and here again also we adapted, as far as the type of presentations. Instead of people coming in for our workshops and seminars, we were able to do to set things up by Facebook Live, or making videotaping presentations and putting them on our YouTube channel. We also were very fortunate to receive funding from various sources, government and private funding, to be able to help people financially affected by COVID, especially those people that are not eligible for unemployment compensation or for state benefits and so forth. Those people, we were able to help them, providing help to pay their rent, providing help to give them some additional food, pay for their utility bills. In that form, we actually were fortunate to we were able to help, and let me see, about $200,000 was given away to help people affected by COVID. And so these are the ways that we were able to respond to this pandemic. We had a vaccination clinic. We sponsored one, and this one was specifically for our clients, because it was our clients that don't have computer skills to get on the computer to register or sign up for getting a vaccination, or they wouldn't even know where to go or who to approach to be able to get vaccinated. So we set it up where we called our clients. We called them specifically for them to come in. Many of them, fortunately, were already vaccinated, but we had our clinic, and we had around 200 people that were vaccinated. And this was during the time when vaccines were very hard to come by.
Please share an overview of the immigrant and refugee communities you serve.
Our clients here at Centro de Informacion are Spanish speakers, and 90-some% are Spanish speakers. Where they come, and the majority of them come from Mexico, but they also come from other countries, Guatemala, Colombia, Venezuela, and so forth. And so, but aside from that, we also, our doors are open to anyone and everyone, especially when we are also now, we receive funding from the state of Illinois to be an immigrant welcoming center. And so because of that, we are open, and not just because of that, especially because of that, we're open to anybody speaking any language coming from any country. And but for many years, well, as long as we've had our immigration services, we have always had people from all over the world coming to us for immigration services. We've had people from either European countries, from African countries, from China, from Russia, and the Middle East and India. So we've had people from all over the world coming to Centro de Informacion for our immigration services. And but yeah, the bulk of our people coming are people that are Spanish-speaking immigrants.